Okay, before we get into this, I just want to say I did a Leafs video. I should say Leafs video. I did a Coyotes versus Leafs video, I think 3 days ago now. And I just want to say thank you so much. It blew up. I don't know what else to say. It blew up. And I was very pleasantly surprised. And thank you so much. So, the Battle of Alberta. And I'm wearing the wrong jersey for this. I'm not sorry, but okay. I'm an Albertan, so that means that I have to deal with some Albertan things. And when the Albertan teams play against each other, you get stuff like this. I ended up going to the Heritage Classic game in the fall, so I figured I'd watch the Heritage Classic type game. They were wearing those jerseys. But the Battle of Alberta that took place in Edmonton, I forgot the last one. I didn't forget. I wasn't really thinking I was going to do this, but then I thought, hey, what the heck? Maybe I get another 2019 moment, like where the goalies fought. That was cool. We got pretty close in this one. So we're going to get into that real quick, and then we're going to go from there. So first thing of note, Markstrom, who has been hot for the Flames, pun intended, he sits out Vladar's in, and that'll start the game. So, first things first, Nurse, who I've always had a vendetta against, I just have a bit of a second-hand hatred of Nurse from the rest of the Oilers fans who don't like Nurse. Even Nurses come out and admitted, yeah, the people don't like me. They blame me for the traffic in Spruce Grove or something like that. Yeah, maybe it's because if you would play a bit better, people wouldn't have to do that. Case in point, there were a couple times in this game where he just looked lost. Even just the whole first period, the defense was not there. Flames put up 3 goals. Oilers put up none. And I think all 3 goals were on turnovers. And to get those goals out of the way, first one, turnover. Dewar gets the puck on said turnover, gives a pass to Kadri. Kadri puts it into the back of the net, and there's first goal of the game, goes to Calgary, and it has to be from the guy that everyone in Calgary didn't like because he just kind of stopped developing. I don't know, but there was some system situation. Especially from the end of the last season. I went to a bunch of Flames games last season. I got to witness this firsthand. Kadri and Huberdeau, both of them, just they show up, and I thought they just didn't care. Turns out the system was wrong, but no, they show up. They just looked like they didn't care. They were in a tight playoff race for the wild card, and there was one point they were playing Nashville, and Kadri gets the shootout opportunity. He skates up and he just got the puck at the net. Obviously, the goaltender stopped it because if you just go at the goaltender probably, I don't know, 99 times out of 100, lower the odds. They're gonna stop it. They're gonna stop it. If you just they're gonna stop it. What is What is that? But that changed. That changed a lot. And now Kadri's playing on another level. Huberdeau, I'm still not a huge fan of. He's found his groove, but he's still got a bit of the whiny attitude, and I don't like it. It's hockey. Grow up. So yeah, that was first goal, along with a whole bunch of history lesson from last season, because your boy went to a bunch of Flames games. Just to kind of say that the Oilers were not there. Warren Foegele, he's rushing towards the net, and he's got a pretty open lane to shoot. He passes it. It's picked off because the defense of the Flames was awake. But my argument for why I didn't like Kadri last season is Foegele here, and it wasn't even a shot. It was a to the other Oilers player, but the was picked off by the Flames defense. Bit later in the period, Oilers are trying to leave the zone. They don't leave the zone. Instead, it's a turnover, because that's the theme. Uyghur and Petelier, they had the proper pronunciation. I'm not going to pronounce his names right. I'm sorry. It's just a theme of this channel. I do not pronounce names properly. It'll come with time, probably, maybe. But anyway, Uyghur and Petelier are on their own because of a stupid turnover where Uyghur just comes in and he just picks off the pass like it was nothing. skates in. Skinner does his job. Skinner, he just seems to do his job. There's been nights where he doesn't look great, but I mean, how could you really, play when all of Edmonton hates you? And there's been times where all of Edmonton hated this guy. And he's been probably one of their best players. Just looking at how their defense was, especially in that first period. Yeah, it's Skinner's team. It is Skinner's team all the way. Edmonton flips the puck, trying to get a change. Popsile receives the puck. He drives the line. Oilers are stuck on their change. And it's a goal for the Flames. Further to say that the Oilers were just out of it, Draisaitl gets the puck in a prime position to put it into an empty, yawning cage. And he misses wide. Bit of a note that Sharangovich did kind of have a bit of a hand in that. But still, is this Sharangovich versus one of the greatest players on earth? I don't know. I'm a Coyotes fan. The Coyotes don't really have that much. We got Keller. Flames take it down to the other end of the ice. Hannafin, by the way, puts it in on a break. That's 3-0. If we're keeping score here, which, it's the NHL, they keep score. It's 3-0 for the Flames. For the people with not the two greatest players in the NHL right now, they're up 3. What? Oilers get a power play. There's a bit of chaos around the net. The Flames net, by the way. And Draisaitl goes head over heels over Vladar. I think it was Hannafin. It could have been Coleman. I don't know. It was a Flames player. It was too chaotic to tell. Someone was looking for a call. The call didn't come. Hyman gets the puck. He buries it. And, hey, they get a goal. But there's just a lot of pushing and shoving in this. It's the Battle of Alberta. I don't know what people really expect at this point other than that. But, even to see McDavid, who's always been kind of touted as, the next Crosby sort of situation where he's very soft. He didn't look soft in this one. He was getting his own kind of... He was getting scrappy, too. But we move into the second period, and this is probably one of my favorite goals ever. McDavid gets flattened, and by flattened I mean he gets picked up on the boards and then slammed down to the ground, but before he gets slammed, he manages to find enough space on the puck to shoot it down to Hyman. Hyman gets it. McDavid's still on the ice, down on the ice. He's trying to get back up. Hyman's going in the other way. Hyman shoots. Hyman scores. All that fun stuff. I almost just quoted the Hemsky situation with Patrick Stefan or Derek Stefan. I think it was Patrick. The Stefan missed goal thing. I almost quoted that. Anyway, moving on. Skinner gets a save. It's again chaos around the net. This time the Oilers net. And there's just shots going towards Skinner. One of them hits a Oilers defenseman. Hey, look, they're playing defense. The puck comes back and hits a flame stick. Flame stick decides to shoot it at the net. Skinner's still sprawling from trying to save the shot that was blocked. So he's sprawling. He kind of just jumps back and gets the puck from the shot, from the Flames shot, the thing, right in the arm. Saves the game, at least up to this point, because they're also behind by 1. But if you watch the game, it doesn't matter. Janmark and Coleman, which at some point, this game was chaotic. I'm sorry, I can't do this game justice. It was chaos from front to back. At some point, Janmark and Coleman go to the box for 2 minutes each. It's a 4-on-4 situation. I'm too busy watching the play. I don't even realize that that's happening. They come out of the box. I didn't even know they were in the box. They come out of the box and immediately start punching each other. Janmark gets some good punches in. Coleman gets, I think, the better punches in, because after the fight, Coleman's got a couple cuts right here. Janmark is gushing. His mouth is just red. His nose is red. He goes off to the locker room while Coleman just goes into the box again. That fight right there really brought me back to 2019. It wasn't nearly as feisty. Like, this game was nothing like that. It wasn't like a full line brawl plus goalies, but it was spirited. It was very red. Red. And it was a wild game. There were a lot of... Wow, voice crack. Anyway, there was a lot of pushing and shoving in this game. Even at the end, Kadri, Nurse, and Kane were getting into it. Even McDavid kind of gave his little bit of a shot at Kadri. There was just... Like, even the Stars were getting into it. It was a slap fest. I don't know what else to call it. Ekholm near the end with the cross check and, Huberdeau not liking that, so deciding he's going to cross check Ekholm back twice. And it was just a whole thing. And it's insane. And then Huberdeau starts whining because the ref didn't catch the first one. But they caught the retaliation, which was, the double. Wata! I don't know what that was. We're not going to talk about it. It was madness. It was madness out there. However, going back to the present, I should probably try and keep this in chronological order. Hunt gets his first goal of the season for the Flames. Which is also his first goal with the Flames, I should also add. He shoots the puck at just this collapsed swarm of Oilers. Because one of the Oilers had their stick broken, and it was a mad scramble. Hunt kind of capitalized on that, took the shot, it went laser beamed into the net, and that put them up 4-2. Draisaitl gets a very bad hooking penalty, and the Flames will capitalize. There's a bit of a tic-tac-toe after a bit of a misclearing attempt where it goes straight to the tape of one of the Flames players, gets passed up, then across the crease, onto Hanifin's stick, who just puts it into the back of the net. Again, the Oilers were collapsed. That's one thing. I will go back to the whole Coyotes on this, because I am the Albertan Coyotes fan. That's one thing that I think the Coyotes have over the Oilers, is... we're not afraid, and I say we. If you're new to the channel, I'd say we a lot. I pretend I'm on the Coyotes. I don't know why. It's just language, I guess. We are very good at trying to get in between the lanes. We will not collapse. We will get up in your face and make sure that the lanes are covered. The Oilers were basically trying to make the goaltender look bigger. And I don't think that works very well. If you leave even just a smidge of a hole, it's probably going to go in, knowing that these are professional hockey players. Go into period 3, and Edmonton finally actually wakes up for a bit. There's a lot of chances in the Flames zone. Edmonton's just cycling the puck a lot. They're hemming the zone. They're making shots. That's just, Vladar was better. Hyman ends up giving up a bit of a breakaway on a very soft pass. I didn't like that. Flames go the other way. I did like that Skinner saved it. And then, with 7 minutes to go in the third period. Now, I should actually clarify, 7.5! 7 minutes and 30 seconds-ish in the rest of the game. Edmonton's coaching staff decides, hey, you know what would be a great idea right now? What would be a great idea right now? You want to know what would be a great idea right now? Yes, I want to know what would be a really great idea right now. Let's pull our goaltender. That sounds like a stupid idea. So they go ahead and they pull the goaltender, and like not even a minute later, there's 2 shots that go just the length of the ice from the Flames. One of them being from Hanifin trying to go for the hat trick, but... yeah, he doesn't end up getting it. So Coleman will take it and throw it coast to coast. He'll go into the back of the net. And I'm still lost as to what the Oilers were trying to do there. Because that's way too early to be trying to pull your goaltender. I don't know if it was like a mental game to the Oilers people. The players. I don't know. That was... It just seemed very bonehead. I honestly don't know what to make of that play. I don't know how to cover it because it to me, that's stupid. But at least that goal, it kind of didn't matter in the fact that Janmark ends up scoring from a forehand to a backhand, roofed it sort of. It was a nifty goal. But all it did was kind of make that empty net goal, which was dumb, obsolete. And that's basically how the game will end. There's obviously that last bit of pushing and shoving with Kane and Nurse and Kadri. But beyond that, that's the game. There's one more Battle of Alberta. That would be on April 6th. I will be back for that. Beyond that, I will also be back tomorrow because there's a Coyotes game, and we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program where I know exactly what's happening because the Yotes are that predictable. So in the meantime, stay howling. Go Yotes. Go Oilers. Go Flames, I suppose, for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all the support on the last video. You have no idea how much it means to me. Being that this channel is basically just to me, it was and still kind of is just a practice thing. It's a thing where I get comfortable talking about sports teams because that's what I want to do in life. I want to go to college. I want to learn broadcasting. I want to learn analytics so that I can go off and basically do things like this professionally, but with Sportsnet or ESPN. I don't know. So to see my bit of a practice trial, my pre-runs doing well, I am so grateful. And if this does well, I'm still gonna go to college. I'm gonna get the credentials to make this a bit better. But if this does well, I could see this becoming my reality. So thank you. Sincerely. And I'll be back tomorrow when the Yotes take on, I believe it's Winnipeg. So that should be exciting.